Indeed, it is a very big milestone for the Department of YRS to have come this far with the launching of the first ever Education and Career Fair under Launchpad. Unfortunately, due to some unavoidable programs, both my advisor and Commissioner Secretary are out of station, and so they have conveyed their regrets. Launchpad is a very important program and very dear to the heart of the Department of Youth Resources and Sports. The department has always worked towards the development of youth, and therefore we wanted to start something that would be specially designed to cater to the present day requirements of the youth. Hence, Launchpad was conceptualized after a discussion with Madam Hikani, now the Honorable Advisor of Industries and Commerce, in 2020, and Launchpad kick-started in April 2020 under the state fund.
At one of time, we had to get into education to start training young people at the education level and then getting them ready once they're ready to get into the job market. And so she was very determined, and we started doing a little program here and there, and then came Department of Youth Resources and Sports, Madam Akamla. We had a discussion like she mentioned earlier. They had some fund to do work on young people, and then they chose us to be their partner. And as they say, the rest is history. 3 years, I think we have been doing fantastic, in spite of the COVID lockdown. That was also another very big challenge, but it was a blessing in disguise because that COVID helped us to really equip our students to get into online learning modes. And I think that also really prepared our people to do other things than the conventional things that our young people are used to. When we started the YouthNet 17 years back, the whole objective, I also wanted to become a very successful lawyer when I was young like you all. Faith took me everywhere. I went to the US, I did a little bit of practice there, I studied there, but my life changed in 2006. I came back and started YouthNet, and the whole objective was to address unemployment. And so because of this issue, this organization was started, and we wanted to focus on only unemployment, and we were doing a lot of things on unemployment, training, skill building, and finding jobs for people, for young people. And we were, so for about 10 years we did that, and a lot of challenges. We had our ups and downs. The type of result that we wanted to see was not happening. We were also frustrated as an organization, as someone who's founded the organization, lots of challenges. And then we started realizing that it's important to also start getting into education. And I kept on thinking that if we had started intervention in the education system by 2006 when we started, maybe things would have been better. Because when young people come to us for a job, it is very, very difficult because the education system had not trained them well to be ready for the job market. And so just sitting with a student across the table and having an interview, that was also so difficult. And so maybe education. But again, education was something so different from employment that we're trying to look into. And then my very, very hardworking, sincere, dedicated, visionary director, Nune Chase, we used to have a lot of discussion on whether to get into education or not. As public, I've also seen the struggle because different departments have different mandate to do different work, but at the end of everything, the target is the public. But many a time they do things in two different paths. But this program, Launchpad, has also been a fantastic example of convergence that we've been pitching for a very long time in the government. And it is a perfect example of convergence, and also perfect example of PPP, public-private partnership, where the public, the government, and the NGO, plus again the two departments.
The most important component of Launchpad, as you're all aware, I mean, all 44 government high secondary schools are implementing it as we speak, and it's started in 2021. Now, the logical conclusion would be enabling all you students to understand what are the options that are available out there, because something that we see here. A lot of our students, they finish their college, but there's not a lot of focus on what next after college. I mean, this problem is there across the country. It's not something that's unique to our state, but then the magnitude, the degree sort of varies across states. I mean, there's some states where there's a lot more focus on jobs post college, vis-a-vis certain other states where there's not so much of a focus.
Yes, you can get guidance. I can guide you. Youthnet can guide you. The department can guide you. But at the end of the day, it's you who really matter. If the students sitting here, if there are still students who still don't know what should I become, what should I aim for in future, it's still okay. Even in your age, even I didn't know what to do. In my personal experience, in my early childhood days, early school days, I wanted to be a scientist in astrophysics and all. But then I understood when I reached my class 10, 11, just by dreaming and not doing anything, you're not going to become a scientist.